Yeah, and this is a fight that has had a long narrative. These two teams have been going toe-to-toe, head-to-head every day in scrims for weeks now. This is going to be Blake, Ocus, and Ronaldo going toe-to-toe with Frat, Snake, and Polarized. And Polarized team has been going here since the very start. And it's an interesting fight. It's very delineated. It's very cut down the middle. We get this half of Pleasant. You get that half of Pleasant. And honestly, I want to say Ron's team actually gets advantage with the loot, but I think Polarized team has them matched as far as fighting skills as Who Fishy, Tabs, and Joji. I'm going to let you take this one, Monster, because you had a lot of confidence in these guys.
Yeah, and that was DGen, Aegis, and Skittle. They have a split drop over on that side. They control all of that area, and you can tell that the teams here are just not used to the way DGen and Aegis play their split. They will always go to that mountain face, always look for the shots here. That's their Storm Surge strategy, and you're seeing how it's going to play out into this game. Cartoon on the other side, now trying to take advantage of this. They are doing just that. They're definitely pushing in. A 3v2 situation can go bad really quickly, and there it is. Quick cleanup.
But as DGen, Aegis, and Skittles trying to play spoiler, they coming in for an even cleaner quick up as they're kind of making their way down the edge there, but I don't know if they're going to close this one out as Ocus falls here. So we have our first player to fall in this fight right now. Blake is on the back foot. Ronaldo is nearby as well. What can Blake do? He has the green lever action shotgun in the back pocket, needs to do something big with it. This is a scary team to try and fight. Like I said, the loot disadvantage kind of not really going in Polarized favor because they are such good fighters though. They don't need to get more of the loot at this drop. They really do back themselves to win these ones. Unfortunately, Oak is going down, which is a big chunk of the firepower for this team. Ronaldo now falls. It's down to Blake in a 1v3, and I think Pleasant Park may have been won here in round one, but we'll see. Blake has done crazier things in his illustrious career here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Polarized, though, as healthy as he is, going to go in the box, take the challenge, and Blake gets wiped up, cleaned up, and taken out of the competition. Back to the lobby. They go back to the drawing board. They'll have to hit. On the outskirts, though, there is a team coming in now. You can see those cursors moving in pretty quickly. They're looking. They're not too sure. They could be a team that's actually down a member. Yeah, definitely making a return appearance here today to get that good practice and the best that you can find in a scene. Put yourself in these kind of intense situations against other best. Peter Bot, though, gets in the box. And no, the tracking just wasn't good enough there. He gets bested in a 1-to-1 against Aegis and Skittles, and there goes the quick cleanup. Now, though, with DGen being down, it's up to Skittles and Aegis to clutch this up, and he will do just that. And the save goes off as well. That'll give them a lot of time back on the clock here.
Yeah, this is a messy one and not one you really want to be taking, but looks like Jack, Acorn, and Slacks chose to take this fight, and looking at the loadout, maybe that's why. 4 floppers, they have plenty of time to play this one out, but you don't really want to be going through them too early in these fights. But Jack, Acorn, and Slacks going way back. We talked about it. They're one of the teams like DGen, Aegis, and Skittles have been playing together for multiple FNCSs now. They have such good, they have such good chemistry, as you can see, backing each other up, all three inside the box, closing this fight out potentially as quickly as they can, just going for it. They're not even stopping to use any of these meds, Monster, just going up and taking the fight, backing themselves to win it, as this one's now going to start burning through the material, not just the meds here, as it looks like we're going up to the sky.
Yeah, that's Chimp on the run right now, trying to get away. Like I said, he's one of the more dangerous ones when it comes down to this trio. He's the firepower of the group. He's the clutch factor when it comes down to those final moments. But what can you do against an elite trio like Acorn, Jack, and Slacks who are just going to clean up house? That's a 3 elimination swing there for them. And let's not forget, they land uncontested down at their drop spot. So this is a rotate that they're going to make time and time again. If it's not here, it's Weeping Woods. If it's not there, it's Hydro Dam, and they're not going to the Hydro Dam, I'll tell you that. So you know, they're going to constantly swing up this way. You got to move sooner if you want to avoid them. Saw there Devour TK get taken out in the feed. These are a couple console players, by the way, that have made it all the way through. If Cartoon is Cartoon Paul, who I'm thinking about, this is already several different players on the console track, you know, console platform actually have an appearance here late into the stages here for Qualifier 2.
I'm pretty sure that's become kind of like the console tag of players coming off console, because I believe Cartoon Paul was actually playing with Punisher up until this point as well, but I'm not entirely sure. But again, tip of the hat, I'm almost positive they are coming off the console track and doing really big things, as Accept, Spade, and Knifer trying to make their way into this box fight. Really big pick for Accept, but unfortunately, never mind. Gets backed up, takes down a Minish, gets a really big tag there. And I was going to say, this is a returning team as well. Knifer's team, no stranger here to round 4. They played last week, performed really, really well. Didn't get inside that top 10, but with now making round 4 again, they're looking really good on consistency. Not as much pressure on this team as others to make it into top 10 today, but it still looks like they're playing go big or go home, because that was an aggressive fight that went in their favor, but they're pretty deep in Storm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's one of those things, right? You need to practice under those circumstances. What do you do when you're just above the surge threshold? Do you wait it out and play the risk game, or you just take the fight with the nearest team? This time they take the fight, they come out successful, but to what cause? They're still inside the zone right now, trying to really greed up all the extra loot. And you can see the mound, that little sand mound here is actually going to be perfect for Xep, who can keep a low profile from Slacks, Acorn, and Jock, who are just looking inside to try and find some tags. But again, this biome, perfect for these late rotators, perfect for them to get under and disappear. Diamonds in the rough and trying to put them all together and figure out what is possible. These underrated players. Threats and Dukes, again, Vets on the scene, and ooh, a little bit of an over peak there. You can see the snipe shot he gets rewarded with from Suscript way down the barrel there.
Way down the barrel. That's an unfortunate one. Luckily, they're in their full base of hard mats. They can get the revive. It's not too big of a deal. And look at Tabs, Too Fishy, and Joji. You called. That's a great spot to be set up. If they manage to get half-half, no, they don't. It pulls across. And that's pulling across to what we like to call dead side of zone. That's where less players rotated in because it's on that dirty dock side. Not many POIs over there to take this high ground on the half-half zone. If you then get lucky enough with that first rotating, things are really big. And I'm noticing the bounce pads in the back pocket, and that's what you need. A recipe for success when it comes to holding this high ground. If zone now pulls all the way across towards the Coliseum, they can hopefully bounce pad and then build up on top of their high ground. You don't have the material economy these days with only, 1,500 material each to be able to build the entire zone. As I say that though, looks like DJN disagrees with me. He's doing the big tarp towards the next zone, and they have no intention of giving this up.
Yeah, not only that, and Jays was also letting things up in the feed. And as I say that, his teammate goes down. Seems like TK was picked off by Skittles from up above. That's going to be terrible for the Kansu boys trying to do something big here. But they've picked up a lot of elims, and so has Skittles. Skittles at 3 eliminations already. This is unprecedented for a high ground team now. 5 elims coming into the Zone 6 first full. Moving is a perfect situation to be in. They're not strapped for points here. They're not strapped for elims. They're going to be big vibing here. If they can get a win now, Aussie, that's going to be the perfect situation.
It's gonna be the perfect situation at all. And it looks like they've used a lot of material because it's quite a wide tarp, but it's really not. When you think about those mid-ground teams, you're looking at Aggro right now. Every square he moves forward, he's having to build a full box around him. Right now, DJN, Ages, and Skittles, they're not even building full boxes. It's usually just 1, maybe 2 layers to keep them up, and no one's looking to take it. We don't have any sights on the RPG. You talked about it, Monster. No one went Hydro Dam at the start. That is one of the biggest factors for taking high ground or disrupting high ground, and we haven't heard or seen it at all. This could very well be a phenomenal first game for DJN, Ages, and Skittles, because unless someone makes a big play beneath them, I'm looking at those teams on second height. I see Jelty's team in there. I don't know what anyone's going to be able to do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we're going to see it, though, on the low ground. Chap, exactly where he likes to be, his comfort zone. Down at the bottom here where Dukes and Threats really trying to push players out, take control of the spacing here, and keep his teammates in healthy positioning now. Trying to rotate through. These are all old builds back into some enemy tarps. Oh, gosh. This is all kinds of messy here, but he's going to make it work even through the bridge. Threats is going to be leading the rotate through, and now Chap has to make the decision. How do you catch up to your boy? Another layer change. Back down he goes. Threats gets taken out from being by himself in the front, but Chap's turn to take over now. He needs to lead his team to this endgame.
He's leading really well in that sense. Thresh did a great job to kind of take over the top there when Chap had to start stopping and healing. Took a few ticks of Storm, but it was well worth it to get back on front side. They have lost Threats, but Dukes and Chap back together. That's more than enough they need. They still got the splashes. Things are looking good. They want to get in that top 3 monster. We talked about it. That's where all the placement starts to go. Almost half the placement points in this format is in the top 3. That's what they're playing for. So you're looking for those full teams that are still alive to make that position. But Chap's got his team on a really good layer right now as the damage comes out. The only problem is that that's it. They drop down. They're getting closer and closer to second height to our team on the high ground as Dukes picks up another elimination in the feed, but falls unfortunately. It's all down to Chap now, the competitive red. And he goes down, unfortunately. Ryu has fallen as we've still got Skittles, DJN, and Ages firmly rooted on high ground, but D-Roller and Class just beneath them and a very scary team that could potentially make a play for this.
Yeah, no doubt. A couple big names still in. Narwhal's going to find Slacks there. Ager still picking others up in the feed as Class has completely finished out from a knocked body. And it's Suscript there still alive too. The wide shot's going to show us who Fishy. Tabs G still alive. That's a duo operating with one another. Couple duo teams in here. That's why there's 16 players and 17s. There's a lot of duos still alive right now.
There's a lot of people still alive right now. The placement's coming in 6th place, and you talked about it. Normally, you don't get this many eliminations on the high ground, but this is where they start to rack up. Can DJ and Ages now make their way down, find these angles, as Bumboy, Script, and Cloud, honestly, one of the most underrated teams in NA East right now, placing consistently in everything, looking to have a really big game number 1 here, and if they can start to get some of these eliminations on the mid ground, top 4, don't go down now. You really want that top 3 placement if they can. They get another knock. Script incredibly low. Cloud goes down. Bumboy with 4 eliminations, though. The NA West, he's come over to NA East, seeing if he can make a run for it like Centered and Edgy, and he's doing just that. DGen has fallen to Skittles and Ages on the high ground. Is Skittles going to try to go for a heal off? Are they going to try and close this one out? 3 teams left. This is the big placement. Tabs G is down. Snake is down. It is a 2v1v1.
Oh no, Tabs G actually derped the bouncer there, and it might be the last call for him as he eats the zone, and there goes the closeout.
Yeah, Joji, Tabs, and Hoofishy, that must be putting a big smile on MonsterDFacet's face, because as we know, that was his prediction. 11 elims right there from the low ground from Tabs, Joji, and Hoofishy. That is really, really incredible. Almost getting the same amount of elims as our Victory Royale takers there. And, you know, obviously we know that